I love Pokemon, and in all fairness, very few furries don't. And who wouldn't? We've got a halfway to decent story, well thought out turn-based RPG mechanics, creatures ranging from cute to cool to, that, and a fantastic community that definitely isn't toxic about anything, ever. But the best part about this community is its creativity and ability to consistently exceed expectations and sometimes even come up with original titles that can be considered better than the mainline series of games. Pokemon Infinite Fusion, a game that dares to ask, what if we let people take the body of this thing and the head of this thing, slap them together to make... Now, plenty of YouTubers and streamers have played through Infinite Fusion, as have I in my free time, but I decided to do something a little bit different. Remember back when randomized runs of Pokemon games would by chance allow you to find a legendary Pokemon on Route 1? That's what I wanted out of this run, but beyond that, I wanted more chaos. Random items, random gym types, all wild Pokemon appear fused, and worst of all, randomized shop offerings. Fine. I'm fine. I'm perfectly and totally fine. This is the type of Pokeball that I have to use, because I cannot get regular Pokeballs. That is so stupid. We start the game, as normal, by receiving a letter that we've been accepted into the Pokemon League as a gym challenger. All we need is our first Pokemon. Alright, what do we got? Oh! What about this one? Beta. That's a Zapdos. Alright, what's our last one? Please be a custom sprite. Alright, so, in the end, we ended up with a Pokemon that's 1 part Dusknoir, 1 part Vulpix. I named it after the first chatter of the stream and my good friend, Funky Mutt, and we fought our rival who reasonably chose the Bagon Zapdos fusion, Betos. We won by the skin of our teeth and went out into the world. Finally, time to see what awesome Pokemon we get to find in the wild. I love the Route 1 music, it's fantastic. Is that Q-Rem? Dialga? What? Deoxys? It's only legendaries. Yep, we've got 3 legendaries on 1 route. Now, this is important for a few reasons. First, we have an opportunity to get 3 legendary fusions right off the bat. This is very nice because it means our team can be absolutely stacked. Secondly, because of the way I chose to randomize the game, Pokemon are individually replaced by a random fusion. From what I can tell, these replaced Pidgey, Rattata, and Tangela, meaning that anywhere I can find any of these Pokemon, they'll be replaced by their new legendary counterparts. This functionally won't matter after we get to the second gym, and even less after we get to Saffron City, but it's good to know about the different randomizing methods. Anyway, we continue our journey by getting to Viridian City. We pick up a Bisharp Gyarados fusion, we aptly named Stabfish, but the gym leader wasn't around, so we pick a fight with some local children to decompress. Next, we head up to Pewter City to challenge Brock. We also captured a few new fun friends along the way. Pewter City gives us our first encounter with something really fun the devs of Pokemon Infinite Fusion decided to add. A hotel with a handful of side quests and some pretty awesome music. Whoops, got carried away there. Back on track. The fight against Brock went about as well as it possibly could have. His now Psychic-type Pokemon were no match for the Ghost-type moves of our beloved Funky Mutt. Things did get a little dicey when he pulled out Mudbra and almost one-shot Funky with a Super Soaker, but with a well-placed Astonish, we pulled through in the end. As a reward, we received the Boulder Badge for beating a bunch of Psychic Pokemon, which meant it was off to Cerulean City. But first, we took a tooth from a guy who offered us his flute and traded away our Dano Kyurem Fusion Nat 1 to receive... So long, Nat 1. I have received Drake, the rapper. From Christopher. What is it? Whoa! Whoa! That thing looks so cool! Anyway, now that that's out of the way, we actually made our way to Cerulean, after stopping in Viridian for some overpriced Pokeballs and catching a Houndoom Ralts fusion. We also grabbed this Genesect Starmie fusion. I went ahead and reworked some of our Pokemon so that they looked nicer, and came up with Riots, the Riolu Ralts fusion, and Houndsect, a fusion between Genesect and Houndoom. We also did away with Funkymut, because it would end up looking like this. So we've reworked our Grauvesta and our pal Funkymut to be Larpix, because it ends up looking like this, which is much nicer in my opinion. While on Route 3, we found some neat Pokemon and also some hard liquor. We also found this wounded Geodude that Brock so kindly decided to help out. The Pokemon's trainer informed us that some thugs are in Mount Moon stealing people's Pokemon and taking all of the Moonstones out of the cave. But, as you know, the items are randomized, so who knows? They could be using anything from Master Balls to mail. As we confronted a scheming Team Rocket attempting to make a triple fusion machine, they sicked a scientist on us. But we made quick work of him because Stabfish is simply cracked. As payment for freeing him from Team Rocket, the scientist offered us a choice between a Dome Fossil and a Helix Fossil. I went for the Helix Fossil because I believe in Omanite supremacy and discovered one of the silliest item swaps in the game. If it actually gives me a Helix Fossil instead of, like, trash. Yes, I got a Dome Fossil. What? After finally escaping Mount Moon, we actually, for real this time, entered Cerulean City. Our rival, Tex, challenged us to a battle which we won handily, and we ended the night by discovering that Cerulean's gym is no longer water type, but instead fighting type. We're gonna change custom sprites only to on. What? Raikou? That's such a cool sprite. It's Raikou but fluffier and with wings. I love that. I'm catching this if I can. Feint Attack should leave it with one at least.